Good morning and welcome. This is Alan Jang, and this is March Madness Day 2, a review of everything that we've been teaching the Zoom Tai Chi Health Academy since September of 2020. Today is Saturday, March 6, 2021, and today we'll be doing a review of energy tapping and WuDang 5 Animal Frog Qigong, and we will also introduce the 6 healing sounds Qigong. Energy tapping has a long history in traditional Chinese medicine. At a temple where I was trained, I recall us being taught that tapping the teeth will help promote the dental health and strengthen the teeth. There's been no clinical evidence that has been demonstrated that can support or disprove this here. But it is sound in theory. Also, the idea of placing your hand cupping the ears and placing the middle finger at the base of the skull and tapping it. It's supposed to promote healing in the auditory canal, and also is supposed to help improve cases of tinnitus when you hear the ringing in the sound, which can be due to several things. There's some people who have tinnitus where they can hear sounds that's constantly ringing that nobody else hears. And there are other cases of subliminal hearing where a person actually hears ringing, but with instrumentation, doctors and scientists can actually detect there is a vibration going on. And also by tapping both sides, you can see if there's a difference. Now I am slightly have diminished hearing on my right side. This is my right side. This is your left. It's a mirror image here. So this is my right ear. And when I tap it here, it sounds nice and loud. When I tap it here, it sounds only half as loud. And that can clearly demonstrate to me and can verify for other people who may know me that I do have diminished hearing on one side. So when we talk about energy tapping, starting point will be kidney point 27 with the one hand, my left hand, your right side here. It's held about 2 inches below the navel. That is the point known as the Tantian, or the center of gravity. And with the 2 fingers, index and thumb, place at what's called kidney point 27. This is where the collarbone at the proximal end articulates with the sternum or breastbone. So by massaging this area here, it's a reset button. It's signaling to the body that you're about ready to engage in some energy massage or energy therapy, where you tap about 20-30 times. Okay. And in your breastbone or sternum, about midway, right behind it is the thymus gland. The thymus gland is important for producing T cells, an important component of your immune system. By forming your hand like a crane's beak, tapping it lightly, don't want to bruise yourself, tap that about 20-30 times. It's like breakfast in the morning. When you break fast, you break the fast of not having eaten anything since the night before. In a like fashion, the thymus gland can become lethargic. It's very active when you're young. As you age, they become less and less active. And by tapping, it's like slapping, wake up, wake up, wake up, and encourages the thymus gland to be a little bit more active in doing what it needs to do to help in the body's immune function. Also part of benefiting the immune system is spleen tapping. Well, here, if you have where your nipple is, drop it down to just above your last rib is a spleen neurolymphatic point. Spleen neurolymphatic point that you can just massage it, or to the spleen acupuncture point, which is about 4 inches below your armpit, and do spleen tapping. And a very important part of energy massage and energy movement in Qigong is the cross crawl. We are bilateral individuals. As you know, we have a left-sidedness and a right-sidedness. And the right side of our brain, right side of our brain, where you guys are viewing me, your right side controls the left side of your body, and the left side of your brain controls the right side of your body here. So we want to strengthen this connection here. When this connection is not strong, you feel scatterbrained, you feel forgetful. This is an important activity to do prior to giving a speech before a large audience or taking a test. So if you were to have your right hand, your right elbow touch your left knee, and then your left elbow touch your right knee here, and doing so as you turn with the palm facing you and look at it here. So let's do this about 10 times. Typically you do it 20, 30 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. This will help strengthen the connection here so that you don't feel like a klutz in the morning. Like you feel like, oh, I have 2 left feet, or I have 2 left hands, or for those left-handers, let's say you feel like you have 2 right feet or 2 right hands. Okay, but instead your body is well knit together, it's coordinated so that you're able to function, with greater balance and coordination. Now, when we talk about the 5 animal frolic Qigong, the WuDang method is a little bit different. In 5 animal frolic, as you may recall, we have tiger, then we have deer, then we have bear, then we have monkey, and then we have crane. The WuDang will typically substitute dragon, sometimes add leopard, though some leopard movement has been interpreted some as dragon movement because they're very similar, twisting and coiling. And the difference between a tiger and a leopard is that leopard is much more agile, like a dragon. And then there's also the tiger as well. Then there's serpent, and then there's crane as well. So let's go ahead and do this here. So let us stand with our feet together and lean on your right and step to your left. Okay. And here's the greater heaven warrior. Okay. And in the dragon movement here, the hand that's underneath will turn about 270 degrees back, and the other hand will be having hands pointed upward here. You reach only as far back as you feel comfortable in doing so. Turn. As the dragon twists and turns. And let's nourish. Some will classify the next as a leopard movement. Some say this is also a dragon movement. It's similar to yoga movement, but you're not extended, but you're coiled, as it is here, leaning on your knees. And nourish. And the serpent would stick his tongue out, a downward block, and a nice thrust. Typically, they would also end this particular set of moves with the snake creeps down, which involves a very low posture, which according to the principles that we've established with the Tai Chi Health Academy, we will try to avoid doing low postures for the sake of many of our senior citizens and others in our therapeutic practice. So the snake sticks out his tongue, and you also have the cobra. As the cobra snake thrusts out. And let's go ahead and bless ourselves again. Just soak up all the positive energy, all the blessings of life, things that we're just so happy about. Just bring warmth and light to our body and just bestow it upon ourselves and bless ourselves with it. All right, and then we have the bear. As the bear rambles around, walks through the forest with great energy and power. And then the bear would roll a ball here. Rotate the waist. As the bear wags his tail, as it undulates its spine as it walks, and then it stands on its toes, as looking over hedges, looking for berries or jumping salmons, and it walks about. And nourish. And then we have the crane. Now, we'll do actually each of these techniques a little longer than what we've demonstrated here. And there's what's called bird breathing, abdominal breathing, with the lips lightly touching one another and the tongue touching the roof of the mouth or lightly touching the back of the upper teeth. We have a full moon as the abdomen expands, a new moon as it contracts, full moon, new moon. And then the bird crane begins to open its wings wider. And the bird begins to stretch out its wings, begin to expand outward. Raise your legs only as high as is comfortable for you. And the bird cools its wings by the water as it lowers its wings to touch the coolness of the pond. And nourish. All right. Now I'm going to introduce something new to you. And that is something known as the 6 healing sounds Qigong. According to traditional Chinese medicine, the regular practice of Qigong vibratory sound made while deep breathing, while exhaling, smiling, and visualization, and positive thinking with gentle Tai Chi movement work to purge negative emotions and calm and detoxify the various organs of the body. And it helps counter stress-induced problems by activating the body's own immune system. Research indicates that these exercises work because deep breathing calms the body and mind, increases circulation of oxygenated blood needed for energy and healing, and improves lymphatic drainage to help remove toxins from the body. Smiling strengthens the body's immune system and prompts it to produce hormones that make us feel happy. And a grateful and appreciative heart, calms the nervous system and protects the heart. The 6 healing Qigong can be done at any time, morning, noon, and night. It's recommended you do this 3 times a day, but not after eating, when only the stomach sound is advisable. Ooh. You could do it by placing your hand over the organ. So when you're doing a heart sound, place your hand over the heart. When you're doing a kidney sound, place your warm hand on your kidneys. Or you can massage the organ's meridian, or do one of the 8 brocade that stretches that particular organ. Do each sound about 3 to 6 times in any order that you wish. Or while exhaling, you can just concentrate on only one sound at a time. So you do a variety of sounds, or just concentrate on only one sound at a time. Okay, so let's go over some of these things here. Dealing with the 8 brocades, Qigong. All right. You could do 8 brocades by just simply bring your hands up, and reaching out. 8 brocades. And just As you're doing so, as you exhale for the heart, think of the happy heart by making the "haw" sound. As you exhale, inhale through the nose, exhale. Breathe out negativities when you breathe out the sound. So throw out the negative, disperse it out into the universe. Take all the problems in your life, the disappointments that you've had, and where people may have disappointed you, where you didn't get what you wanted, where friends are not returning your kindness, and just toss it out to the wind and let it just disperse out into the world and let it not settle upon you. It just breathe out. Now, if you were to do that this way here, same thing here, holding up heaven. If we were to lean on one side, or if we stretch out, let's say, as we reach out, we extend out, then we're activating the lungs. The lung. Which brings us to the next one here. As we get into the bow and arrow, as expand the lung, or as we just stretched out here, think of the brave lungs. The brave lungs. As one with a bow and arrow. One feels brave in going out to the forest when we have our trusty bow and arrow to strike out sadness. So as you breathe out the sound, breathe out sadness. Oh, you just feel so down. You feel kind of hurt. You feel sad. Things didn't go your way. Just shoot it down. And now as we do separate heaven and earth, also known as heaven's horse turns its head, think of your friendly stomach. Stomach can be very friendly for you. It can also pose a lot of problems for you if you don't know how to take care of your stomach. And here we have worries about things that what might be. So when we do the sound here to help control worries, think of who's going to cause these problems in my life. So as we exhale the sound of ooh. Ooh. Now, when we stretch one side higher than the other and stretch the other side, what we're doing is also we're activating our liver as well. Okay. So we're stretching this side here, which is my left side, but based on your view, your right side here, we're talking about here's the liver and spleens. Spleen on your left side and the liver on your right side. Okay. And with the liver side, you got the shh as you exhale. Shh. The Bible says, let each day worries take care of itself. What that means is that we should not let today's worry spill over tomorrow. When tomorrow's worry comes, let each day's worry be sufficed for that day. Don't be carrying all the excess baggage from the previous day's worry and let it go prolong and just dwell on it. And in doing so, we rob ourselves of happiness. Okay. And then when we see, do the punching, and typically, like sit in a horse stance, but only as wide as you feel comfortable here. We're now talking about the sound for controlling anger and jealousies. And we think the similar to what we just heard, because also the liver, your generous liver. So we think shh, 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 shh. If your legs are getting fatigued, then by all means, make it less low. Work within your body's physical limitations and range of motion. And this controls jealousy and anger. The liver. Let's strike the jealousies away. Don't worry about what the other people have that you think you might not have. Don't worry about benefits that others have. Make your own opportunities. Do not be angry. Don't let it be an acid that destroys you. Bring the feet together, talking about bouncing or just rising up and down your toes. And this has to do with the kidneys here. And this is good when you're doing this, you're rubbing your back as well. Just bouncing. As you do the exhale, the sound, the and the same sound is the bear wagging his tail. The peaceful kidneys here. The bear wags his tail. We did this earlier with the 5-animal frolic. But when doing this case here, we should have our hands here as well. Massaging it down here. And turning our bodies. Cast out fears. Perfect love casts out all fears. When we feel unloved, when we see that people have it in for us, we're always fearful. So let's breathe out fear and be at peace. Breathe out. Okay. The wise owl that turns its head is beneficial for all the meridians. So you can do any of the sound that you wish. Remind as you turn and go back, don't just merely turn your head, but fixate on some object that you can focus on. 70% of people are right eye dominant. So most of you, when you turn to your right side, this is my right side, but this is your left. So for most of you, when you turn this way here, you probably can't see as far back. Your peripheral vision isn't as great. And if you focus on something, it'll appear a little fuzzy. But for most of you, when you turn to your right, is my left, turn to your right, you can see far back. I'm right eye down, so I can see way far back. And when I see something, everything appears very sharp and clear. If there's too much disparity between your right and left, you can strengthen your eyes by patching your strong or dominant eye, forcing your body to make greater use of information input through your weaker eye. This was an ancient practice done by sentries, guards, to improve peripheral vision. So while you're on sentry duty, an enemy would not creep up upon you unawares. Okay, and for the governing meridian, the movement is similar to Indian yoga, Uttanasana, but in Tai Chi, we typically will keep our knees slightly bent. And that is to reach down and let your body just hang. Your body should be soft, and then let the gentle pull of gravity just gently lower you another inch. And go ahead, go down another inch. Till if you're comfortable, you can reach all the way down, touch the ground. And let the gentle pull of gravity just tug and stretch the spine. Releasing all the pressure that's built up in the vertebral column. And slowly, imagine if there's pistons on your two elbows lifting you up, or you may place your hands on your knees and gradually bring yourself upright. Now, all of this can be done with accommodations. If bending over makes you feel uncomfortable, or that you're worried that you might topple over or lose your balance, by all means, use something like a chair, whether it be on one side as you go down, or use both hands on one side of a chair or the other side. And end your workout with dispersion. Pick up all the negativities and throw them out into the air again. We don't want them in our lives, at least during this moment that we're together. Let us be at peace with ourselves. Let the day's worries suffice for itself and scoop up those worries and disperse it out. And then we'll bless ourselves, we'll gather all the positive energies and bless ourselves. And in doing so, we are helping our body to be our best friends, to strengthen our body, to strengthen our resolve to face the problems of life, whether it be illness or loneliness, knowing that we are our best friends and that we, with God's help, can be able to tackle all the ups and downs of life. And that is the conclusion of March Madness Day 2, review of things that we have previously taught. We certainly hope and pray that the opportunity and time that we spend together has been beneficial. May God bless all of you. Sân tayo nay tung joy. Joy kinh la. Giải Jang.